So I'm sitting here, it's like 7:10. I read the Bible, I prayed. Should be doing cold plunge now. I made my bed. Bro, it's 12 degrees. I can already feel myself trying to compromise. But I know if I don't do this today and use the excuse of it was super cold out, it's gonna snowball into a chain of compromisation, if that's even a word. A chain of continually compromising for less and less intensive reasons. So we gotta do it. Hey, let's go. Let's go. I was about to be quitting, but the Lord said he was finna get me right and allow me to do it. I know that cold plunge, that time is really not a lot compared to some of these super gurus on the internet, but just for context, I'm gonna put in a clip from my first cold plunge ever, which was on Sunday, which is when I started, and you're gonna see how diabolical it was and how far I've come so far. I'm in. Whew. Hell no. Hell no. All right, this is my idea for the day. I'm looking for the sales on bears. So this is very similar to last week. I think it was last week Tuesday. Whatever this was right here, this day right here. What the idea is, it's based off of what's my big higher time frame liquidity interactions. So on Monday we had dropped down with this huge move, right? And then Monday was the ultimate bottom of it, hitting these daily lows and then reversing strong. So we know they took this liquidity down here and put a bunch of orders in, filled a bunch of orders and moved the market up. Now since moving the market up, it's coming aggressive, so we know that there's banks in here. We know that there's a lot of liquidity, so we know that they're targeting some other liquidity, other prominent areas before even potentially reversing. So we're shooting up all of yesterday. We hit this high, which we were looking for yesterday, and they kept pushing. That wasn't the liquidity to reverse. And overnight, they came up and even hit this top liquidity here, this top high of all of this range right here. So now everybody has been stopped out, trading within here with stops above here. And then upon sweeping that, we hit this huge 4-hour imbalance that's been untouched. So now that we have this super aggressive move coming off of a sweep, we took a bunch of liquidity and we're sitting in a 4-hour gap. And this move is super overbought as of recently. There's no pullbacks. I'm anticipating, okay, this is a perfect area. Within this area and with the high volatility of the time of day, which is going to be New York session, this is a perfect time to make some type of retracement on this higher time frame move, if it's to continue up, or this could reverse here and continue down. But this would be a perfect time for them to pull back and make some moves to the downside. Even on Fibonacci levels, on this move up since sweeping, we have not even came close to close to hitting this 50% level. Even if you go to consider just this small bull move right here, after this first pullback after the major sweep, haven't hit 50% level at all. We haven't pulled back at all. So there's just a lot of confluences in my mind, in my eyes, what I see stacked for this to be a perfect time to make some type of pullback. So I'm thinking, if I'm going to be trading, anticipating the pullback, my target needs to be some type of conservative higher time frame level that they can be hitting. Like going for a 50% retracement level is way too big of a move. They probably won't hit that today if they do make a pullback. So what I saw was I scaled down to the 1 hour. I said, okay, this 1 hour move right here, we have this 1 hour gap down here, and then there's an order block right here. So I'm thinking, okay, worst case scenario, if they're gonna be pulling back, they may just come hit the 1 hour order block and then troll and then maybe keep going. So if I can get a setup with at least a 1-to-1 hitting to this order block, I'll get out there. If it doesn't hit 1-on-1 there, then I'll hold to this daily low down here, which would be the low of this candle, which would ultimately hit him back into this imbalance. So that'd be the max I'd be willing to go. So now that we have all of this on the higher time frame, all I'm looking for is once the market opens to sweep some type of buy side liquidity, take some people, some sellers out, and then preferably hit some type of imbalance too, and then invert a fair value gap, and I'll enter with a safe stop. So my preference would be something along the lines of once the market's open, we like clear these people out, clear everybody up here, and then come up in these gaps up here, come up into these gaps, and then hold these gaps, and then invert a bullish gap, and then I could potentially get in a sell like this, a safe stop loss somewhere up in this range, just trying to get that nice little 1-to-1. Or if they don't invert the gap and they come aggressive, take out these. Even this would be even better for me, honestly, if we push up and hit these highs up here, because if we scale up, we got, this will be best case scenario. This is the 15-minute chart. We push up, market up and push up, hold this 15-minute gap, and then invert a 1-minute gap there, and I'd be getting in for the sell like that, a safe stop, something like this. At that point, I'd probably switch my TP to go for something more conservative. But yeah, I'm bearish today, and this is what I'm looking for. So the trading day is over, and you can see the idea played out perfectly. It did exactly what we were looking for, what I was looking for, the idea. We came up and took out these sellers, took these stop losses, held those gaps, and then inverted a bullish gap for entry, inverted this here, and straight up plummeted. So I didn't take this trade because this actually happened 8 minutes or like 3 minutes before my trading window. So I just didn't want to compromise my rule just because of psychological effects that would have taken place if this trade ended up losing. I would have been mad because I wouldn't shouldn't have taken that because I broke the rule. But it doesn't really matter to me at this stage of my trading for all of January. It doesn't matter to me if I'm in the trades or not. Like, of course, I want to be in the trades to work on my $50,000 account, but all I'm doing in January is testing my correct idea rate. I'm just trying to get my correct idea rate of what I think the move for the day will be. I'm just trying to get it over 50%. And during this time while I'm working on my correct idea rate, my goal with placing trades is just to take trades with safe stop losses, big stop losses that can get me at least a 1-to-1 that go in line with my idea. If I can do that, I can get a 50% win rate with 1-to-1s, maybe a little more than 1-to-1s. Then I'll have a nice baseline of just slightly profitable. Once I'm doing this for a month consistently, then is when I go deeper into the entries. I go deeper into some more technical analysis to optimize my actual trades because now I know my correct idea rate is 50%. So now once I have a correct idea rate of 50%, if I can optimize my entries to get 1-to-3s, 1-to-4s and above high risk to rewards, now I'm hitting those trades on a 50% win rate, probably a little bit less because of the optimization. Maybe it'll drop down to like 40, but still 40% win rate with 1-to-4 risk to reward average is ridiculous profitability. So again, we didn't get the trade because it was just a little bit before the hours, but it doesn't matter because the idea played perfectly. You see, we came down, hit our targets, hit my targets, and then immediately reversed. So we were spot on with the play. Now I'm working on optimization. I'm testing data now for when the time comes once we've completed January and then we have this correct idea rate of 50%. Then now I already have data ready that I've been using to test what my optimized way of trading will look like, scaling in for higher risk to rewards. So using an idea, like not an idea, but a model of trading, a model of entering on the lower time frames will that I'm potentially going to be implementing once I have more data on it. After January, after we got the 50% win rate or 50% correct idea rate established, the entry model today that I've been testing, today's trade would have hit a 1 to 10 on the final target, 1 to 4 minimum, 1 to 6. So this is something I'm cooking up. This is going to be crazy right here. So yeah, but I'm not on this yet. I don't have enough data on it, but I've got an idea that I think is really going to be some of the craziest trading seen in a while. Like it's going to be ridiculous, but yeah, the idea played out perfectly. We got the pullback on this move. So yeah, I mean, it's a successful day.